Hi, my name is Colbert and let's start with Elex 2. Game will be bigger and better than the first one, but the actual size of the world will remain the same. So Elex 2 will be more concentrated, just like the color of your pee when you are dehydrated. Also, the enemies will have better AI, so the game will be more difficult to beat than the first part. I just hope that it will not turn into another Dark Souls, and rather will have the perfect balance of difficulty Third Witcher had. Also here you can fly a lot. That might be cool, but flying without a mount with huge impressive wings feels more like a Dragon Ball Z rather than classic open world RPG. Weird West. Here we'll discover a dark fantasy reimagining of the Wild West, where lawmen and gunslingers share the frontier with creepy creatures. Each playthrough is unique as the game tailors the story to your actions and past choices for an ideal dramatic arc, because you will be faced with brutal choices and consequences that can't be undone. Like, you know, when you put too much salt into your potato salad, that can't be undone, you can't take it back. Or like your virginity, when you have too much of it, it's really hard to change that. Hogwarts Legacy. Well, I was never a huge Harry Potter fan because instead of Hogwarts, I was invited into a school of railroad transport alongside with various gopniks of Vilnius. I never finished that school anyway, but now when I'm all grown up I can finally appreciate the magic of this world, and I cannot wait until I can become a real wizard with a magic wand. Well, I already have a wand, as all men do, but sadly it's only good for Expelliarmus and not for other spells like Fetus Deletus. Elden Ring. Game is themed around dark fantasy and has the ability for players to create their own custom characters instead of playing as a fixed protagonist. Developers also consider Elden Ring to be a more natural evolution to the Souls series, as the game will be much larger in scale compared to them, featuring an open world with new gameplay mechanics such as horseback riding and combat. I don't like Dark Souls because I suck as a gamer, but I pre-ordered the Elden Ring already and will try to perform an exorcism session on my noobness with it. Zoria. I have already played the alpha version some time ago, I have a review on my channel, and now Zoria is one of the few things I still think about, aside from potato salad, boobs and marinated herring. I am waiting for a full release because I will definitely play it again. I had a lot of fun and I think that Zoria is a hidden gem. It's far from AAA quality, but it's really enjoyable, intuitive and easy to understand, and if you don't believe me you can try the demo yourself, it's free on Steam. Avowed. It's a bit concerning that we have no gameplay to gaze on until this day. You know, rumors are that the game will be released this year, but this trailer, it's all CGI, not the engine of a game, sadly. But if this is the inspiration for the real deal, I'm all ears, and eyes, and pee-pee. Avowed will be first-person RPG set in the fantasy world of Eora, which is the world of Pillars of Eternity, created by the same company. New co-op hack-and-slash cooperative RPG game that looks somewhat similar to Godfall. People who played the closed beta said a lot of nice things about the combat of the game and variety of missions as well. Here we'll explore a rich fantasy setting that draws inspiration from medieval oil paintings. That is actually a really cool design decision, but I would dare to say that the special effects and the colors overall have not much to do with all this medieval atmosphere somehow.
That's a shame.
Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. This is a skill-driven RPG inspired by the classic turn-based games. It is set in a rich fantasy world resembling the darkest period of the Middle Ages. Here you will find a unique combat and reputation system allowing you to unlock quests, 12 companions with their own backstories, and world lore created in collaboration with legendary Chris Avellone, a dude who put his filthy fingers on such games like Knights of the Old Republic 2, Planescape Torment, Fallout, Neverwinter Nights 2, Pillars of Eternity, and many more. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. With a name like that, you probably won't expect violence, blood, and partial nudity in this action looter-shooter, but this is what this game is all about because this is a spin-off of the Borderlands. First, Tiny Tina's Adventure was a DLC for the Borderlands itself that came out in 2013. Later, it was released as a standalone game and it flopped massively. It has mixed reviews on Steam, so developers decided to take another shot. Let's hope it will hit this time. Forspoken, one of the most anticipated games on this list, some hybrid between Devil May Cry, Returnal, and probably many other action hack-and-slash games with huge presence of magic powers. Here you are transported from New York directly to a magical land. Yeah, just like in children's books, where stuff just happens for some stupid reason and you will have to take it for granted. So in this magical world, you discover the ability to cast powerful spells and use them to traverse the vast landscapes. Game is an open world parkour RPG where you can customize spells and uncover secrets of the corrupted land. My Time at Sandrock. In this indirect My Time at Portia sequel, you will explore the vast deserts surrounding Sandrock, diving into ruins to find ancient relics from the old world, facing the dangers of dungeons and their denizens, then return to your homestead with encumbering bags of treasure. The game is open world, and developers say that it is heavily inspired by legendary animator Hayao Miyazaki's works. I can't see anything similar so far, but I might be surprised after all. Baldur's Gate 3. There is no guarantee that we will see a full release of the game this year, but Larian, the studio which is creating this huge title, is hoping for that, so let's hope together with them. I bought the game's early access version back in 2020 because I wanted to do a review on my channel, which I did, and I was really impressed by it. The game was filled with bugs and glitches, but I still enjoyed it very much. Also, I like real-time fighting way more than turn-based, but I spent 30 hours here and I have no regrets. For you, I have only one warning: don't buy it in early access if you expect to continue playing from where you left after the full game is released. Save games will be gone, and you will have to play it over again. Bleak Faith. Forsaken. I first heard about this title only when I was searching for upcoming RPG games for this list, and I can't believe that almost nobody is talking about it. It looks incredibly good. The game is RPG Souls-like, but it has a lot of magic implemented in it. Not just plain hit and roll, hit and die. No, here you will have some Expelliarmus in your sleeve that will make your life less miserable. Anyway, this game has incredible visuals, and if these will match the gameplay, we will have a hit, no doubt. Undecember. In this action RPG, you will find no defined classes. You can freely change your skills and weapons to match your unique gameplay. You know, if you are a rogue but you like magic, you can start Expelliarming everyone. That is allowed. Although I'm pretty much sure that if you do that, you will suck at this game compared with dudes who do actual powerful builds. Here you can go to raids with up to 8 people and kill some nasty bosses. Also, creating a guild up to 50 players will be a fun option for those who like to rule and lead the battles. Broken Roads. This is a narrative-driven RPG that brings exploration, strategic turn-based combat, and meaningful philosophical choices. It is set in post-apocalyptic Australia with authentic Australian locations and environments. I have no idea what could happen in Australia so it become a post-apocalyptic land. With all those huge spiders, it's like a post-apocalypse every day in my eyes. Well, to be fair, I live in a country without any venomous animals, without earthquakes, tornadoes, volcanoes, floods, or anything like that. Oh, but we have Belarus nearby. That balances the scales a bit. Although, do you know that in all Australia there live only about 25 million people? That is 13 million less than in Poland. So wandering through the vast Australian land even today would probably feel like humans have gone extinct. The Last Oricru. I doubt that you have ever heard about this story-driven action RPG that puts you in the middle of an ongoing conflict between two races on a partly terraformed planet isolated from outer space by a protective barrier. That is a really convenient thing to do. Instead of mountains blocking your way or invisible walls, you put visible ones and include them into the lore. Here, decisions will bring interesting twists into the gameplay as you can heavily influence the conflict. The game also has multiple endings and a really decent graphics. Spark in the Dark. This is an atmospheric RPG dungeon crawler in a medieval dark fantasy setting, where the hero sneaks into the depths of the grim dungeon created thousands of years ago. There is no proof that the game will come out this year, but the constant updates and the great free demo version you can play on Steam let us suggest that we can get it in the last quarter of this year. Game looks great without any airy-fairy unicorn colors and special effects. Return to Nangrim. This is a dark first-person fantasy RPG adventure survival game set in a world of a zombie-infested dwarven lore. You will go on an adventure and unveil the mysteries and legends about Stonebeards, the once glorious and powerful dwarven family. Here your torch is essential. It's not only a flame to light your way, but also your primary weapon of defense from zombies and creepy spiders. Keep it close when the darkness falls in, because, you know, the enemy of darkness is light, just like the enemy of virginity is alcohol. Achilles, Legends Untold. Here you will take control of a man with a really weak heel, but with very strong everything else, including his balls. The journey will take you to the many different corners of mythological lands, where you will obtain powerful artifacts. Developers wanted to implement Souls-like combat in this action RPG hack-and-slash game, and they did, but they realized one important thing. There is a huge crowd of gamers who don't like super difficult stuff like that, so they went a bit lighter on the Souls side of the game, making it easy to learn but hard to master. Dark Envoy. This is a non-linear RPG with free-world exploration and emphasis on tactical combat layered with lore and strategy. Here we'll explore the world using Skyship, your base of operations, and watch how the world changes based on your decisions and actions. In Dark Envoy's world, locations will randomly respawn, becoming progressively more challenging to travel for you and your party, so you will have to think hard before you choose your traveling direction. I know, it can hurt a bit, because thinking is not what you practice on daily basis, but don't be scared. Once you try it, you can't stop anymore. Thank you for watching. Think about subscribing for more videos like that and press that bell notifications button even if you are subscribed already. Only then YouTube will alert you when my new video comes out. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time.